Habashi, I think you have around 21 years in one of the biggest FMCG.
Yeah.
Your expertise in supply chain is across all the sub-functions within the supply chain. I personally worked with you, and it was so pleasure working with you. But before we deep dive into technicalities and supply chain and all of this details, can you just walk us through, if we're gonna just introduce yourself from a personal point of view and professional point of view, how are you gonna introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm a father for two kids. The first one, the elder one, is in Prep 1, and the second one is in Junior 3. And it was my purpose to work for a multinational. And I choose my path according to that, starting from picking the college I want to join, trials to join the multinationals. I tried very hard after I've been graduated, and I had target 2 or 3 companies to focus on and trying to work in. And successfully this have been done. And for almost 2 decades, I'm working inside one of the biggest multinationals across different roles: import planning, supply planning, third-party operation planning, source-to-pay operations, and transformation. Also, across my stint, I've been exposed and was a main contributor for some of the major transformation projects. So that's a brief about myself.
Okay. Why not any other function?
Maybe it's according to my character. Yeah.
Why did you choose supply chain? Why not any other function?
Maybe it's according to my character. I'm a very dynamic person, and supply chain is very dynamic pool to work with. It have a lot of changes. It have many elements and many components which are impacting the chain itself. Every part in the chain is doing an impact. Every part is integrated with the total supply chain. So I prefer to work with the supply chain or join the supply chain.
Okay. Do you bring any supply chain expertise back home with kids and wife?
They are complaining from me about that because I take everything across this journey to home.
Okay.
I'm implementing it in home, in my way of thinking, on my choices.
Okay.
I'm trying to optimize the cost. I'm trying to do planning for any activity I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with your journey with supply chain. Once you target one of the biggest FMCG, how did your supply chain journey started with this company?
Actually, I did apply for all the respectable companies in that period of time after I've been graduated. And if you are talking about 23 years ago, the way of doing the application that you go yourself to the company and you submit the CV, and if they like it, they call you back and told you to come and fill the application. They leave the application in the reception, and you take it, you fill it, and send it back. I was insisting to join, so for the specific company which I'm joining right now or across my career, I had applied for 3 times. Every time I do a refreshment. I see if there is opportunities had been opened until I catch the opportunity to join my company.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that you went through material planning, logistics, promotion planning, supply planning, and operation across all the supply chain functions. Later on, we're going to deep dive on that.
Yeah.
But there is a say that people in supply chain, they have a common mindset.
Yeah.
Within the supply chain. What is this mindset that is required in supply chain to be successful in supply chain career? I
believe it's mandatory to have agility mindset, having the overview where you want to reach, where you stand, what is the capabilities that you have in your hand, or if you are implementing something or something related to the factory, you had to know very well the factory capacity, for example, the details, the schedules. At the end, you have a target to achieve. So in order to achieve this target, you have to have this overview in order to pick the right path, the shortcuts you need to take, action plans that you are going to follow to reach this final destination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask a reverse question.
Okay.
What kind of mindset in supply chain that will make you fail?
Procrastinating. This is something I dislike very much. If you are asking someone or you are seeking for details and the other part is procrastinating, providing you with the data or provide you with inaccurate data, this do a lot of disruption to the process itself and will lead you nowhere.
Now, Supply chain is all about transformation.
Okay.
You've been through multiple journey of transformation. Without sharing technical details, just in general, if you're gonna just mention one transformation journey in supply chain during your career, what are the key lessons from this transformation journey?
I think one of the major transformations that I've been exposed to is SAP migration. We have previous planning tools and SAP, and it's a huge project because it's going to be implemented, or it have been implemented across all the functions inside the company itself. So I was responsible for part of the planning side, which is the migration of all the company open POs. And this was very important because after doing the migration, if we lose these open orders, this means that we are going to have disruption for all our supply of raw and packaging material. So I was leading this part of the project, collaborating with other supply planners, building the templates that we are going to fill and upload, and following up because there was a deadline to submit all these templates in a specific time, all of us in the same time, and then waiting to the system to be launched. So it was a moment of happiness that after the migration being done and the system is being launched, to see that everything in place, the open order is still there, and we had managed this transition successfully.
Do you think with SAP migration, you had a plan P if this is failed? How are you gonna continue the business?
We have backup files, of course, but what is the use of the backup files? It will be just to build on if the migration was not done successfully. So plan B solution, that we have the reference for the orders that we have, and each planner is going to replace the order from the very beginning over the SAP. And of course, this may disrupt the business process because you will insert these POs with new lead times and you had to fix it manually. So there will be a lot of manual interference, and of course a lot of mistakes is going to happen. But taking or doing the migration with ATAs that we already agreed with the supplier without having this discrepancy had helped a lot to have a business continuity.
What is the role of communication in such a transformation project? Communication with suppliers, communication with employees, communication with tech team?
Yeah, actually in such mega projects you had to be very specific and clear and collaborating and alignment with all the related parties. Because part of any migration, there is transition period and some functions would not work on the system at the very first beginning of this launch. So you had to align with the suppliers. You had to inform them that the format they are using to receive our POs is going to be changed. What will be the new format? What are the details that impacting their business process? The invoicing, for example, is going to be changed. The way the invoices should look like. Our invoices which we are sending to the customers is going to be changed. So we had to do the alignment, providing data and making sure that we all stand on the same pace. We have the full information that is needed to have this successful migration. We know what will be as is and what is going to be changed and what is the end destination we are going to reach.
Change is not the human favorite thing. Whenever there is a change resistance as well. With such a big transformation of leaving an old system, migrating to SAP as a new system, you will see and face a lot of change resistance from everyone around you.
Yes.
How do you manage to communicate this change with your team as a lead and make sure that they cope with you with the change, not to resist you with the change?
Okay. The first thing, you had to be a part of this change. This is the first step, that you believe in this change and you are acting as a part of this change. Then leading the change management with the team by providing the information, by knowing the capabilities, by releasing the fears they have from the new system. They are feeling that they don't know the technicality how to work on this system. So releasing the fear is very important in order to build the trust with the teams. Also the clear goals and timelines are very important. The impact of such change over the employees themselves or my colleagues or the business. We had to show what are the positive impacts that is going to happen and how we can benefit from this change. So having the alignment and having one goal or one purpose and align all the team for this change is going to help for sure.
If one of your team members came to you and said, the new system will eliminate my job, and I have the fear of losing my job because we're migrating from the old system to the new system, how are we going to manage such a discussion with one of your team members?
Of course, I had to make him feel secure and make him feel that change itself is not a bad thing. As soon as you are coping with the change and you are trying to do your best effort to cope with this change, so it's very important for this employee to feel secured. Then, after he's being feel secured, to have an involvement, get him involved in this change and explain to him the impacts for that, and also get his engagement. The more he engages, the more he feels secured, the more he feels that this is something he can do, and the better performance he can go forward in order to adapt with this change.
Since we're speaking about the leadership and conveying difficult message or manage the change with your team member, if your team is going to describe your leadership style with one word, what will it be?
It will be leading with example.
Okay.
Yeah, and many times I feel it or I know the capabilities, and it's very important to know the capabilities of your team. Because according to that, you are assigning the tasks. You know who is the perfect person who to do this task and give it to him, instead of wasting your time and his time by giving someone a task he couldn't do. So knowing the capabilities is very important. Then assigning the tasks related to that. Knowing the capabilities is very important, and assigning the task after that. And if I see that anyone is stuck, is not able to do this task, I give him a hand, show him how to do it, or guide him who can help him to achieve this task, who have the expertise in this field or this task to help him moving forward. But if I keep it without guidance and I feel I see that someone is not progressing, is missing deadlines, I didn't take any actions, so there is no leadership here. So you had to interfere, lead by example, providing support to your teammates. And of course, part of this is the development of the team and self-development also.
There is no perfect leader, as you know.
Yeah, sure.
We all have leaders that we have some criticism to them.
Yeah.
If there is one criticism from your team on your leadership style, what will it be?
I'm not sure what should be this one, maybe, but if I'm referring to feedback, sometimes I'm very assertive in specific times. But if you are talking about my leadership style, I prefer, as mentioned, leading by example, and also the can-do mindset. After working with a team for a year or two, they start to understand you more and more. So they know very well that whenever there is something need to be done, I will not let it without being done. So maybe it's nagging for them at the first glance, but after a while, they know that this is my style. I'm focusing on the work, I'm focusing on the business plan, and it's going to be done. So we are having better cooperation after a while when they are sure that it's not a matter of nagging them or provoking them with something, but it's a matter of something that should be done and it had to be done.
Okay. Being based in Egypt but working for multinational gave an exposure to the universe. And since you've been working for the last 21 years for one of the biggest FMCG company, what kind of new perspective you gained from working as a regional role across all the region?
Yes, being exposed across my roles, even if I'm not responsible for regional roles at the beginning of my career, But for example, I was working with the suppliers as a material planner at the first 7 years across my career. And being exposed to different cultures, different countries, different way of thinking, different attitudes is enriching my experience when dealing with people. It helped me to understand more. Time by time, I know how to deal with a specific culture, specific people, how to do the collaboration. And one of the key success that you have to have something common with the other part. If you build on that, you are having something common and start building on that and gain the trust of the other part, it will help you a lot to request whatever you need from the other side and have fruitful discussions. So it's very enriching for experience to work with different cultures.
Do you think there is something that we can learn from local and learn from global?
Yeah.
Where we can reach a much more robust process?
Yes, local are responding very fast. In terms of the geography and in terms that we are having common language, common beliefs, common culture, so they are acting very fast. And global are very structured and organized. So you had to be in the middle of this. You have to have a middle ground between this local culture and this dynamic global culture. So if we're talking on a global front, you have to be organized, you have to be prepared, you have to be aware of what you are talking about in full. You have to be influencing others. These are more important with the global front. On the local front, you have to be more friendly, sharing some local thoughts, some local events which are happening. You participate, you act. In general, listening for the people is a very important thing to do. And sometimes you pick the phone or calling a supplier or calling a stakeholder, and he feels that there is something wrong with his voice. He's pressured. He is not in his normal mood. So dealing with people, we call it a social intelligent. You have to be a social intelligent person. You have to understand what is going around. You have to act with people, care deeply. All of this is helping you is doing your mission or your task or whatever. But if we are dealing with us as robots, nothing will move forward.
Okay. How do you see the progress now in terms of innovation, automation, and supply chain industry in general?
Yeah. Actually, in the last 5 years, there is massive progress. And it's unbelievable what is going on. We started with the Power BI and the dashboards and whatever. And now we are doing automation for every process. We can save time, or we can do it in a better way, or a mistake-proof process. So automation and robotics are reboosting right now. And it's very important again, this is a change, and we should be a part of this change. We had to adapt for this AI technology. We need to know how to deal with it. We need to learn more about codes. This is very important to keep competing in the supply chain. Or overall, AI is affecting not only the supply chain, it's affecting all our life, and it's impacting people. So we should be prepared for this change as much as possible. We should be updated every now and then.
How do you prepare your team for AI world?
Actually, I have a lot of resistance when I started this journey 4 or 5 years ago. When the trend have been raised that we should do some automation projects, that they are asking, what is the use for that? Now, after this journey and a lot of projects which we had do together, they know what is the impact. For example, we did the invoice automation review for the process. While I'm managing third parties, they are submitting invoices. So the team the normal process. They are reviewing the invoice, check the product volumes that have been mentioned in the invoice, and go to the system to check is it right or wrong. So we had summarized all these steps in one automated process. We had built an application, which is a supplier or the service provider submit the invoice, and there is a bot go to the system and make sure that the information mentioned in the invoice is correct. If not, the invoice is returned back to the supplier. If it's okay, it's passing it to the team. The team do a confirmation also, and it's been sent for payment. So this is an example for one of the automations. Of course, having up-to-date dashboard is very, very important today. And I had built the first dashboard for 𝐾𝐫 5 or 6 years ago. At the first, it was not a dynamic one, and I leave it by having it a very dynamic one. It's up to whenever you open it, you find year-to-date update. So it's very important. Also, the classifications, many classifications, we do it manually inside the dashboard to show the progress of the production for each category on the SKU level. What is the contribution in terms of volume and value for each category. So having this update on a very daily basis is very useful to the total business. And project by project with the team, they know the benefit of that. Instead of everyone giving them a phone call or a mail asking for an update, the update is available and reachable at any point of time with very updated data. So we had a release time and provide more focus for the team to focus on other tasks. And on the same time, we are providing data with excellence and accuracy. So we are helping both sides, the employees and the business itself.
There is a say that bot is an outdated technology now.
Yeah.
Because AI and agentic AI can replace bots forever.
Yeah.
As we speak now.
Yeah.
On the simple process that you just laid down a few seconds ago.
Okay.
Do you think AI can impact people on the entire process of validations, giving the feedback, communicating even with the supplier with the natural language, understanding the challenge? Do you think AI will impact the entire process and impact people as well?
Actually, for sure, AI is going to impact people, but it depends on the people themselves, how they are going to act. At the end, we need the people for judgment, for making decisions, for evaluations, for still there are many things people are going to remain doing it. However, to get prepared for the AI era, they had to cope with that. They had to be updated. They had to deal with the AI. The set of skills that are used to be required to acquire a job is going to be changed. So we had to maintain that. We had to fill the new set and making sure that you are aligned for this.
Do you think in the future we're going to have an entire end-to-end supply chain managed by robotics and no human at all?
Maybe in some phases, but overall supply chain, no.
Why do you believe that human is required in some cases in some parts of the supply chain?
Because at the end, whom is managing the AI? People. So again, the factor of people or the element of people is still there. And still we are dealing with each other as humans. So it's very important to keep the relationship between people in the right pace, in the right manner. And for example, in production section, if you are talking about productions, there is now factories which are fully automated or run in fully automated way. But again, who is providing the orders, following on this? AI might be mistaken at point of time, so humans are there to make sure that we are on the right track.
What kind of mindset that will make supply chain resource or caliber fail in adapting with AI?
Let's say that not accepting the change is a key point for this. If someone is very rigid in his mind, he don't have the enough agility and is not adapting or updating himself, so he is not going to stay long for this organization or to stay in business overall.
We're just going to the end of this discussion.
Yeah.
For young professionals graduating now from university, aspire to join supply chain career in any industry, not only in FMCG, especially with the AI node that you just left. What kind of advice you will give to these young generation joining the industry now?
The first thing is to keep learning as much as possible and having this kind of agility. And the can-do mindset is very important, I believe. Continuous improvement also is very important in supply chain. You have two criteria or two theoretical or implementations: lean improvement and Six Sigma improvement. So lean improvement, it's about continuous improvement. Whenever you are checking a process, you are following up what is going on, and there is room for improvement, you do it. And Six Sigma is about a specific project or mission you want to do. So you run the statistics, you run the formulas, you are fixing something, and then you leave it. So lean is more important and more efficient. I believe all the supply chains are following the lean terminology and are using it in practical. And also discipline. Discipline is very important. Meeting the deadlines is very important. Appreciating what you are doing, respecting people is very important. So this is the advices which I can provide for the next generation.
Okay. So we started from family and joining the career early, 21 years ago.
Yeah.
And giving advice to the new generation. It was a beautiful discussion with you, Muhammad. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.